We back, man. You know what I'm saying? We back with another episode, man. In between two lines. Glad y'all could make it back, man, for another one. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all for coming back. I appreciate y'all for riding with me all this time. Again, as I tell y'all every time, I appreciate y'all for being here for me. I appreciate y'all for holding me down. I just appreciate y'all just for everything, man. Subscribing, liking, commenting. I appreciate y'all for all that. I know some people will tell y'all that. I don't know if they mean it or not, but I really 100% mean that. Like, I appreciate y'all. From when I started till now, y'all still rocking with me. I got new people coming to rock with me. You know what I'm saying? It's looking like a good situation going on. We talking about some good topics. We've been getting a lot of stuff done. You feel me? We've been cool with each other. We've been getting like this. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? But look, for those that know already what's going on, you know where you at. Be in between two lines. You know what I'm saying? For the people that's new to the channel and new to me and what we got going on, this In Between Two Lines podcast about to be the hottest podcast in Philly. You know what I'm saying? And if you're confused on why I call it In Between Two Lines, if you pay attention to my background, right? It's because I'm in between what? Two lines. Pay attention, man. You gotta always pay attention, man. You know what I'm saying? So look, like I said, for all my people that been here riding with your boy, appreciate y'all 100. For those of y'all that's new, that's just coming over, I appreciate y'all 100. If y'all could like and subscribe with your boy so we can get this thing rocking. Y'all drop some comments, you know what I'm saying? And we can get this thing rocking and rolling, you feel me? So look, I woke up this morning, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, what can I talk to my peoples about today, man? And then it was like I was looking in on a lot of things online because, you know, every once in a while I surf the online web, see what's going on that joint, see what's happening on that joint. So I'm scrolling through the joint. You know, there's a lot of stuff nowadays going on with snitching. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of stuff going on with everybody snitching, everybody talking. People don't want to do the time they were supposed to get. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. But that's my topic I want to talk about today. We're going to talk about this whole snitching situation. The whole definition and meaning behind snitching. What it is, so we can get some clarification with it. You know what I'm saying? So we can get some understanding and get some straightening. You feel me? So, you know what I'm saying? Like I said before, appreciate y'all for coming through, man. In Between Two Line podcast. Like and subscribe. Hold your buddy down, man. So we can keep this thing moving. You know what I'm saying? Keep this thing rocking. And I know some of y'all looking at me like, what type of time is he on? What is he doing, man? What does he got on? You know what I'm saying? I told y'all, like I told y'all earlier, I woke up like this. You feel me? I don't know why. I had a dream last night. You know what I'm saying? Then I woke up and I had this shit on. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to just do my podcast with this one. That's how I'm rocking today. You feel me? But look, snitching. All right. I know probably it's going to be something real hard to understand with snitching because snitching is like, I would say it's not a thin line. It's not a thin line. I was about to lie just now and say snitching is a thin line, but it's not a thin line because you know what you're doing. And why I say that is, all right, it's two kinds of people in this world, right? Well, there's more kinds of people, but in particular to this snitching thing, it's two kinds of people in this world. You got civilians and you got street guys or street people, whatever you want to call them. So let's break down what each of those things are. Let's start with the civilian. A civilian, right? What's a civilian? You might meet the criteria. So I'm going to break it down to you so you know that if you do anything with law enforcement, you won't have to get in trouble because you're a civilian. Civilians, understand this. Anything you tell the law enforcement, that's your job. You're a civilian. You pay taxes. You know what I'm saying? You vote. You know what I'm saying? You do all that stuff. So you got the right to snitch. You feel me? Now, civilians. What is snitching to a civilian? To a civilian, there's no such thing as snitching, right? Now, a civilian is what I'm going to call an average Joe. An average Joe that just do what he got to do for life. You feel me? And what I mean, let me break that down more. What I mean is, this is the guy that finished all grades of school, Probably went to college, little completed that. You got a family. You got a job. You working on the right road. You pay taxes every year. You maybe help out at places and donate your time with this. You may do whatever that doesn't have any criminal activity attached to it. You're a civilian. Like I just said, all those things are broke down. You pay taxes. You probably do some community service, whatever you do with your life. But you're a civilian. You have nothing to do with the things that street people are doing. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I recommend that a lot of civilians don't mix yourself up in that life over there. Because that life over there ain't this life over here. It ain't your life where you going to work every day and this, that, and the third. And it's easy to mess this life up, your civilian life, trying to be a street guy, street person. Feel me? Now, that's a civilian. A street person, you feel me? They have no connections with law enforcement. And why? Because the job that they've taken on in the streets is to get away from law enforcement. So, of course, they're never going to work with law enforcement. You're never going to work with somebody that you're trying to stay away from and for law reasons. You know what I mean? So, you got the street people, street guys, street women, street whoever. You know what I'm saying? It's a certain code you live by with that when you're a street guy. And the reason why street guys can't go to the police, and I just said this before, why it's considered snitching. When you sign up for this game called the streets, it's an unwritten contract that you do not talk to the police, right? Because for one, the life you chose to pick, it comes with that. Jail, murder, cops. It comes with that. Anybody that's been in the streets, you know this. You're not dumb to the streets because from you picking it up, from before you got into the streets, you seen it happening to people prior. Probably people in your neighborhood, people in your family, whatever. So you knew the consequences behind being a street person. Now, with you with knowledge about what's going to happen to you out in them streets, it's no reason for you calling law enforcement. Because again, you signed up for that. And where the line gets blurry is, a lot of these civilians, they look at the street life and they get entertained by it. And what I mean, they get entertained by it. It looks so luxurious. It looks so fun. The respect that comes behind it, the popularity that comes behind it. These civilians want that stuff because what they see on TV and movies plastered, that street people and gangsters have the most fun. Because all they do is run around doing crimes all day and making money and just having the best time of their life. Opposing to you, with your boring life, you got to wake up, go to work, deal with this boss you don't want to deal with, deal with these employees you want to deal with, wait for a check. When a street guy can just wake up every day when he feel like it and make some money. And he can make his own money. You know what I mean? You don't have to wait for somebody to come and say, yeah, here's your check Friday. Or he don't have to worry about somebody taking out taxes, you know what I mean? And things like that. And I think that's where the line gets blurred. Because, again, when you sign up for the streets, there's no talking to the police at all. Like, there's no talking to the police. I don't give a damn if you asking them how to get to South Street or down Center City. It doesn't even matter. You don't talk to no police if you're a street person. If you're a certified street person, you don't talk to police. You don't cooperate with police in no shape and form. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, where the lines get blurred, as I've been noticing, the civilians want to cross over to the street life. When the whole big thing is, if I'm going to tell y'all something, here's a little Easter egg y'all probably didn't know, right? And I tell people this all the time, and I'm going to tell y'all for the ones that don't know me and ain't heard it yet. Street guys don't even want to be street guys. If they could switch shoes with y'all and be a regular working person, they would. But it's just due to the circumstance of the path they had to walk on. It just messed up their life and their brain and things like that. They feel as though that's all they got. You know what I'm saying? And they stuck with that, and it's more entertaining to them because they manifested something in them they love that street life. They love the whole thrill of running from the cops and stuff like that. As a civilian, you don't have to worry about that. But then, as we get things mixed up, when you get some civilians that want to be, they get the taste of the street life, and then they want to start bleeding over there. And now where the problem lies is you get street guys and civilians all in one entanglement together, right? So you got a street guy that lives by a certain mentality, a civilian that knows partially enough of the game. You don't know because you don't have enough time to be in the game to figure what's going on because you're working. There's no way you can really be working a real job, making real money to pay your bills, and you really in the streets know what's going on a daily basis. Like, for you to be in the streets, you got to really be in the streets. Like 24/7 to know what's going on all the time. Like all the time. So where I think the lines get crossed is when civilians try to come over to the street life. Then it's all good. The civilian is all good with everything. He's good with sliding. He good with robbing. He good with trapping. He good with like everything that's come negative to the street life. He cool with all that. Cool with all that. He loving that dream. That dream is beautiful. It's amazing. All these women is on him now. All this other stuff. You know, quit your job, stuff like that. But where the grounds get a little bit shaky is when you go to jail. That's where it all kind of gets kind of hazy for you at that point as a civilian. Because why? You never thought this time was coming. You never thought it'd be a time where the police is running down when they've been investigating me for 2 years. They built a whole case on me. You wasn't ready for none of that type of stuff. You never knew nothing like that was going to happen because that was never explained to you. When you got the handbook to be a street person, you didn't read the whole thing through. You read the first 2 chapters when they said get a gun, get some drugs, and just do what you got to do when you're on the block. You missed the rest of the book. There's more parts to the book. You got to get to the back of the book, to the possibilities. You got to get to the back of the book. Get to the last page. You know what I'm saying? And most of them don't make it to that last page. So when they do get into some mix where it involves police and long times in jail and stuff like this, they can't handle that. Now, a street guy, some of them can handle it. You got some street guys that crack, because sometimes that jail cracked them and they can't do it no more. But in most cases, some of these guys that's in it is this, they weren't supposed to be in this game, period. But it just looked good. They fooled a couple people in the hood and they just slid. They slid through the cracks. You ever heard that expression, slid through the crack? That's what they did. They slid through the cracks. You know what I'm saying? And when this civilian wound up getting caught with all these cases and charges and this, that, and the third, it's a whole nother ball game now. You know what I mean? Because now, at this point, as a civilian, now you're thinking, I just threw away everything. I'm so stupid. I'm about to go to jail for the rest of my life, this, that, and the third. And that's when the snitching starts. But the thing I'm saying to y'all is, y'all got to get an understanding of why these people snitch, though. You know what I'm saying? They're not built for the jails. They're not built for the jails. To our eyes, we see them on the outside looking in. They got this, that. They walk around with a bang on them all the time. They got everything going on. Some people scared of them, this, that, and the third. But not knowing they're not built like that for real. For real, they're not built like that. A lot of people, the shell always can fool you. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll see a shell on the beach, you fuck around and touch it, it's an octopus inside there. The shell will always fool you. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to be up on your P's and Q's. But most of them guys that jump into this game, that's civilians or whatever the situation is, they're not built and ready for none of that stuff to come with it. But that's why I say they become snitches. So now, as a civilian, you get locked up in a situation that you've never been in before, right? You sitting there in this district, in this interrogation room, talking about this, that, and the third. You don't know what to do. You don't know nothing about no rights. You don't know nothing about having a lawyer present. You don't know nothing about none of that. You don't know nothing about remaining silent, even though they'll sit there and tell you, but you're so uneducated to the streets, you don't even know what that means. So now what you're doing in there is you saying a bunch of things that is incriminating other people. Because why? You're a civilian that's not seasoned to this game. And what those police is doing, they can tell that. Because before they book you, they're looking up your record. They're looking up everything you done did in your life. They might tell you it's been expunged, but they're looking up everything. It never goes nowhere. It's somewhere. You know what I mean? It might not be in an immediate database, but it's somewhere. Trust and believe that. Because for any of y'all that watch like First Full Day or any of them criminal shows, they're going to look back at stuff that you done did like 10 years ago, and all of a sudden it's, hey, you remember when you robbed that convenience store when you were 11 with you and da-da-da. You wonder, like, they said that was expunged. How you know that? But that's how they work. You feel me? So when you get street guys in there and they get pushed to that wire, they wind up snitching because them cops they can tell that y'all not street dudes. They can tell this. They know this. They can smell it on you. It's like fear. They can smell it on you. So what they do is they play off of that. And how they play off of it, they sit there and ask you a bunch of confusing questions. A bunch of questions that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Ask you, when was the last time you washed your dog? Or what was the last pedigree of food you bought? Like they'll finesse you to make you think that it's something that is not. And then when it finally come down to it, they'll start throwing some information at you that you know in your mind that you did. You're like, damn, this sounds like exactly what I did. And what they doing is like, hey man, listen, I'm playing the police. Not really playing the police, but you know what I'm talking about. They'll be like, hey, listen, man, we see you're a fine young man. You got a long life to go on. You got, I'm pretty sure you want to have kids if you don't got kids already. I'm pretty sure you want to go have a good job and have a wife and live in a good house somewhere and you know what I mean, just enjoy your life. You don't want to be sitting here in jail for some guys that did some stuff and you got to pay for it. And that gets you to thinking as a civilian, I do want those things. I do want a big house. I do want my kids. I do want a wife. I do want the car. I do want the white picket fence, the baseball games, the hot dogs. I do want that. So now all that stuff is going inside a civilian's brain. All that's cooking about all that stuff you about to lose out on. You about to lose out on life. Literally. No matter what time they give you. They give you 5 years, 10 years. It don't matter. Time is time. Any time wasted is time. I don't care how long it is. So what they're going to do is, like I said, they play off of that. And then you get to thinking. And once you get to thinking, you're like, damn, you know what? I don't really want to sit in jail for some guys that I don't really know like that. And you know what I'm saying? And the crime that I didn't even do. I'm a part of that situation, but I didn't do the crime. But it doesn't matter. Conspiracy is the same thing as you doing the crime. You know what I'm saying? So most of them guys, them cops, what they do is they play off that. They eat off that. They let y'all sit there and think that y'all about to go home, this, that, and the third. All you got to do is tell them what you need to tell them, because they're going to say to you, you know what, it's going to look good with the jury. It's going to look good with the judge. If you just say your behalf and just say something, blah, 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 it's going to look good. And you believe in that. So now the next thing they go, all right, so look, that other night when you was in the car, we know you was in the car, but who was driving that night? Oh, DeMonte was driving. Oh, DeMonte who? DeMonte Rice. Oh, DeMonte Rice. Okay. Boom. And now you know. Well, no, we're not. They're not in any trouble. We just want to get these names down so we know how this story is going to play out. That's what they tell you. So now they got all these people names that's going to be involved in this case. Trust and believe they're going to be involved in this case. Now all these people names you done told, thinking you're helping yourself. Because they done finessed you. I ain't gonna lie. I know they done finessed you. They done finessed you and let you think that you was doing the right thing to get yourself out, but not knowing that you was still gonna do jail time regardless with them guys that you done stitched on. Probably get about 2 years off or whatever. But that's how the cops finesse you, and that's how easily, I guess, a street person / civilian becomes snitch. You know what I mean? And I know, like I said before, it's a thin line between the two. Civilian, I'm going to break it down in bold text for y'all. Civilians that pay taxes every day, live their regular life, stay out the way of crime, do what they got to do, not snitches. Street people that's in the crime every day, shooting, robbing, selling drugs, whatever you got to do to make $1 that's illegal. That's illegal. Talk to the police, that's snitching. In any shape or form, it's snitching. It's snitching. It's snitching. You cannot do nothing illegal and talk to the police. You cannot do something illegal with another person and talk to the police. Now, here's another question. Can a civilian be a snitch? Yes. You want to know why? Because once that civilian chooses to do something illegal with another person doing something illegal and y'all get caught together, and you decide to tell on the other person, as a civilian, yes, you're still a snitch. But that snitching is different. That snitch don't get counted in the streets. Nobody's sitting there and say, oh, Miss Pearl done told the other day. Nobody cares about that. The street people don't care about that. And the only people that care about that's neighborhood civilian problems. You know what I'm saying? Because now in the neighborhood, they'll be like, oh, don't talk to her. She call the cops and start telling on you. That's how they'll be in the hood. In the streets, I mean, that's the civilian living complex or whatever they do. In the streets is something totally different. In the streets is that you snitching, you're going to take what come with it because you know what you signed up for. You know what you signed up for. You didn't sign up for peaches in heaven to get rich and live like Scarface or none of them other people like that. That's not what you think was going to come out the game. You know what I'm saying? But look, that's my point of view. Like I told y'all before, anything I talk about is my point of view. And that's my point of view on like this whole snitching thing. Again, for those of y'all that didn't catch it, I don't know if you weren't paying attention or whatever, you probably, whatever your situation is. For those of y'all that didn't catch it, again, civilians can be snitches. Street guys can be snitches. If you're a civilian and you do something illegal with someone else and tell, you're a neighborhood snitch. If you're a street guy and you snitch, you're a snitch rat. I'll just give it that. You're a snitch rat. That's the difference right there. You know what I'm saying? But look, I appreciate y'all, man, for coming in and tapping with your boy for another episode of In Between Two Lines, man. I appreciate y'all like always, man. Like always appreciate y'all, man. I thank y'all every time y'all come back here, man. And I hope y'all had the best days that y'all can have, man. The best next day you can have and the best night you can have, whatever the situation is. You know what I'm saying? I just appreciate y'all. And don't forget, man, hold your boy down, man. Like and subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? Show some love to your boy. Show me that you appreciate these little podcast joints I be doing. You know what I'm saying? How I be entertaining y'all, keeping y'all in the flavors or whatever. You know what I mean? I appreciate y'all, man. For real. Like for real. I definitely appreciate y'all, man. And I thank y'all for coming in and tuning in with your boy, man. Again, for those of y'all, man, that don't know me, my name Black. I should have said that earlier, but you know what I'm saying? I just want to get off this topic. I was so hyped. And being as though the people that know me, they be always seeing my name and all whatever. But I'm pretty sure my name gonna probably be like somewhere like right here or something like that. So just pay attention like right here because my name gonna be like right there. But look, man, my name Black and this In Between Two Lines. And again, for those of y'all that been paying attention on why I call this In Between Two Lines, if you see my background, it's because I'm what? In between two lines. Pay attention, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all have a blessed up day, man. Y'all have a cool tomorrow, man. A wonderful night. And I'm going to see y'all next time, man. Peace.